Welcome back to Raise High here at GW. Very special guest, Adam Carl. We're excited. Women's assistant. Grew up in Norman, Oklahoma. Worked for Joe McEwen at Northwestern, who we absolutely love, who did a great job here. You've been a lot of interesting places, but you've also been here 4 years. Tell us about your experiences of Norman, Oklahoma, growing up with Kelvin Sampson and all those great players and all those great sports, to going around the country. And now you're here in Washington, D.C. How's everything going?
Going great here. I think growing up in Norman, being around sports, and really, you hit it on the head with Kelvin Sampson, was someone that I watched as a kid growing up, and probably had more to do with me getting into coaching than I realized even at the time. But I still follow them at Houston, but bounced around a little bit. Joe was certainly one of my mentors that I worked for.
Great guy, great coach.
Heard everything about GW 10 years before I got here. So then I got here, and it kind of felt like home. And this is a great spot. And so just working to try to get it back to the levels that he had it a few decades ago.
Tell us how it is recruiting these days with NIL and the way things have changed.
Well, it's just changed so much in the last, since we've been here, really. I mean, that's when NIL came around, and we're just getting used to it here, and the Power Fives have been doing it now for a few years. But it just has changed everything from what kids are looking at, what levels they're going to, and I think you can be competitive depending on how you want to go about it and attack certain kids where maybe in the past you haven't been able to compete for some kids. And then at the end of the day, it's still you want good people that are going to work, that are going to put in the time and be good teammates and be coachable and all those things. So I think a lot of it's the same, but a lot of it has changed.
You see what Caitlin Clark's done. Has that had an effect on the college game for women's? How's the trickle down for women's basketball? Seems like it's on a really ascending.
Yeah, I think it's exploded, especially with those two, Caitlin and Angel, and that has certainly had a trickle down. And I mean, you see that they just announced that the NCAA will be giving shares to make when you make the NCAA tournament, so that just makes it that much more important for conferences to try to get additional bids into the NCAA tournament. But that money had never been there in the past, and now it's there. So I think that's direct reflection from those two in particular.
Yeah, the women's Final Four is like outdrawing the men on TV. Assistant coaches, you don't get all the glory. You're doing tape. That's DVRs, whatever synergy. You're watching games. You're making players better. You're making sure they're on track for graduate. And the recruiting process never ends. How do you find the assistant coaching world?
I mean, I love it. It's I'm not the type that's looking for credit. The credit is the result that you see when you coach a kid, work with a kid, mentor a kid, and at the end of their 4 years or however long you're with them, they've grown so much. I think you said 4 years that I've been here, so Maxine Ingles, one that I've had the luxury to be around for 4 years. Kaya is one on 3 years, and then Nat is another one who's been here 3 years. So just even those three in particular, seeing them grow from what they were before they even stepped foot on campus to what they are now, and then what they will be, it's been a joy. So that's the main thing that keeps you motivated.
That's a great answer, because these women are going to go on to do great things besides being basketball players. And I know that even though the WNBA is growing that way, most students, whether NBA or WNBA, are coming here to get a degree and to go on in their life. You have St. Joe's coming up on February 1st. The men have St. Louis today, and the women have St. Joe's. It's a great chance to play at home. The A-10 is really a strong women's league. Tell us really quickly, where does that stand? And I know it's not been the easiest season for you, but the winner of the tournament goes to the NCAA. And who's the strongest team? It's Rhode Island right now, and Rhode Island and Richmond?
I would say Richmond, St. Joe's, George Mason, those three in particular are the strongest three teams. And so, with the A-10, it's a battle every single game that you go out there. I tell our team that I think we can beat every team, and I think we can lose to every team. So you got to come ready to play and give it your best. And we've had three that I feel like we've kind of let slip away and haven't made quite enough plays to end with the result that we want. And so I feel confident, moving towards the second part of the conference season that we can get on a roll and get some confidence and get going.
Adam, was great having you on the show. If you see you around campus, please talk to him. Very interesting story. Thanks for joining us. It's been a great half hour. Exciting day today. Please come to the St. Louis game. It's an awesome experience here at the Smith Center.